previous generation did not prepare us getting into marriages. Hi everybody, welcome to We Pillow Talk. It's Viv here. Indeed, how do we prepare ourselves before getting into marriage? I always think our previous generation, our parents, never prepared us getting into marriages. You know, coming from an African background, I've spoken to a few of my African friends, and we all, from different nationalities, we all have one thing in common, that we were never prepared before going into marriage. You know, most of the time, when you're getting into marriage, our parents don't sit us down with that motherly love, with that motherly direction to say, this is where I went wrong in my marriage. This is how I fixed it. Or these are the problems I faced in my marriage. And this is how I handled it. Or my father's telling me, these are the problems that I might face, and this is the way I handled it. Or speaking to their sons, the fathers speaking to their sons, these are the problems that I did in my marriage. But for the grace of God, that your mother stayed. And please don't do the same, because your wife may not stay and you may end up in a real horrible situation. So don't repeat the wrongs that I did. We don't have that dialogue. And so we all go into marriages assuming what we saw was perfect. Until you get there. I was sharing with one of my friends. I said, you know what? I went into school and graduated with a degree. So I was prepared for my degree program, but marriage is the only school that we graduate before we have the certificate. And once we're in, you're thinking, oh my God, what did I sign my life to? What did I sign my life in? What did I sign my life on? With the many words we can all use. You know, because we're not prepared. Nobody prepares us. Nobody prepares you when you're going into marriage and say, you know, by the way, your husband, when your mother-in-law visits, your father, your wife, your husband's parents, that your husband will take their sides against you. So what do? Nobody prepares you for that. Nobody prepares the husbands when the wife's parents come in and the wife is rude to the husband. How does he handle it? Nobody prepares us. Nobody prepares us when you have the silent treatment, or you're giving each other the silent treatment in the marriage. Nobody prepares you for that. Nobody prepares us when you're in a battered relationship where you're beaten and you've grown up in a very loving, caring home with full of love and full of life. Nobody prepares us for that. Nobody prepares us in a marriage when there's adultery. What do? Do you just pack your things and go? Nobody prepares you for that. When you're very faithful and the other person is unfaithful, what do? When trust is broken, how do you mend the trust back in your relationship? Nobody prepares us for that. Nobody prepares us when your sister-in-laws and your brother-in-laws will take the side of your brother or sister against you. And you're thinking, oh, I thought the two families were one. Nobody prepares you for the shock that you face with all the issues and all the problems that marriage itself brings into us. Nobody prepares us for that. You know, and I think personally, that's why most of our African marriages are in trouble or having a lot of issues, because all that is going on and people are confused on which way to turn and how to go. Where do we go for the advice? You know, and I personally think most of those are intentional. We all, God knows, we all understand good and bad. The manual of life I read reminds me when I get to the book of Proverbs, where a father is advising the son on the wrongs that he shouldn't do, that he should keep that commandment so close to his heart because it is life and death for him. But we know the son didn't, and we saw the outcome of the son. So you see, the advice is giving So we can protect ourselves. But the son realized, when he realized that, it was too late. He'd messed up already. Giving that information for us, it's helping us to become better people. You know, giving us keys to open certain doors and to close certain doors in our relationship and in our marriage. But I've come to see where a black man or a woman have, an African man or a woman have treated a Caucasian man or a woman far better than they would treat an African woman or man. And the question to me was, why? And the answer I had was, oh, that's not the African culture. So you see, we all know when to do good and when to do bad. For me, I see that as taking people for granted. Because your parents did it and they got away with, does not necessarily mean this generation you'll do the same and you'll get away with it. So how do we then fix all these problems that we're facing in our marriages? How do we have fruitful marriages? How do we teach our children? Because same as what we're doing, the kids are seeing. If care isn't taken, the kids will turn out exactly as we are in the relationship. And for us to do that, we need to do something different. We need to birth something different in our relationships to bring up a better generation. For us to achieve that, you and I need to dig really deep, intentionally from within us, to birth forth a different way of doing something. We may have known that then, even though it was wrong, now we know how to do something different. Let us do different for ourselves and for the next generation behind us. Join me as we dig deep to become a blessing. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Stay with us. Check our website. Follow us on social media. And do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.